Hello you guys, welcome to my channel. How are you doing today? Today we're going to do a video on how to basically curl your hair after you've had it for a few days and you want to do something to it but you don't want to take it out immediately. So we're going to do some different style, well, one different style on how to curl your hair. Okay, it's not really hard, it's really simple. You're just going to have to know how to braid, basically braiding techniques, but you're going to get more than one braid and braid it together, okay? So I'm just gonna get my iPad stand so I can have it on something because it's falling. Now that's kind of close. So we're gonna move it over here. The light's in the way. I guess we can keep having some complications. Okay. So we're just gonna keep it right here, I guess. I'm trying to debate if I should move it. Most likely about to move it over here. Most likely, okay, so it sounds like it looks like it's better right here. All right. So, I'm gonna close stuff up a little bit. So when doing this, you're going to need coconut oil. I use coconut oil because it helps your hair and your scalp. It's a conditioner. I'm going to use grease to grease the hair. You're going to need a pot. Okay, I'm going to show you what you're going to need that for later on. And you're going to need several little hair ties to hold the hair when you're done braiding it. Okay, so we're going to start braiding. It shouldn't take that long. So when you start braiding, you're just going to grab some hair. I have these ones braided because I had my hair braided last night in a protective hairstyle. So you're just going to get a certain amount. It doesn't even matter how much you get, depending on how tightly you want your how tight you want your your curls to be. So I'm just braiding in a casual braiding technique that everyone uses. You just go under, sort of, and you just braid the hair right on down. Okay. I'm gonna braid the whole head all the way down to the end. How you guys doing today? It's a beautiful day. It is. Alexa, what is the weather?
In Jacksonville, it's 72 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies and sun. Today, you can look for mostly sunny weather, with a high of 74 degrees and a low of 53 degrees.
As you can see, I'm getting to the end. Okay. And I'm just going to keep wrapping it until I can get till I'm done, like to the very end of it. You want your curls to be all the way to the end, and the most efficient way to do that is braiding it all the way to the end. And when you braid it all the way to the end, then you're going to put a little hair tie on them. I have various hair ties, so I got the little ones like this, and then I have the little ones that I showed you, and then I have the long ones that you put actually around the whole head. We're just going to use some of those though also because I don't have 1,000 little tiny ones like this one. So I'm just wrapping this around the braid, the end of the braid I should say, so I can dip it and it stays raveled. Sometimes if you don't tie it too tight, you can bring it down just a tad. But this is my first one and I'm just going to do all of them like this one. And then I try to make it more to the front so I can dip it in the water. This one might be two also. Make that two. This one might have to put a little more. I'll put some more in that one. I'm gonna make the other end. You don't want them to be too tight because they're going to pull down on your hair. Once water is on it, you're going to dip it in water. So once water is in it, it's going to pull down on your hair. So you don't want it too tight to where it's pulling in your edges because then it's going to pull down on your hair. And then I always put mine up because I let it sit for a good few days before I actually take the braids out. So the curls are really tighter. So once you do that, so that's why I was saying don't braid it too tight because it'll way down on your head or make your hair way down because water holds weight. So I'm just braiding still right down. we are done with the second braid. We're going to tie it at the end. Oops, I'm unraveling it. Alright, so that is tied. Now I hate when you can see the extra loops inside of it, so I sometimes tie it a little good extra time. So it's tied. So we have 2 down. I am going to have to take some of this down to give this one just a little more hair. As you can see, it's just a few braids. So you want to make them a little thick enough, but not too thin, you know. So we're going to pull some more from the back. Or maybe right here. Okay, it might be enough. Let's get that whole gap over here on Okasin. That's gonna have to go. Sorry, I'm in the back of my head, so you can't really see me doing work. But I got some braids, pulled some more braids here. And then I'm just going to put this part back in the ponytail so that it's out of the way and I don't put the wrong hair in the wrong places. Okay, so let me start this one. I'm gonna do the same thing, same pattern. Make sure it's not too tight and make sure you have enough to dip it in the water because it's gonna be dipped in the water. But make it tight, but not too tight. Like make the braid tight, but not too tight when you're up here starting it. So it's not pulling your edges also. You want your hairs. Oh no, I was literally supposed. Wow, that's crazy. I was supposed to put the coconut oil in the grease on my hair. But I guess we could do it after it comes out and it's hot and dipped. So we'll just use it for afterwards. But sometimes I do it beforehand so you don't have to do it afterwards. But if you forget, you can still do it afterwards because it's going to be like a brand new hairstyle. So you'll want it to look nice and fresh with some grease and some coconut oil. As you can see, my hair is getting really old. I had it for a few months, I should say. It's about time for a new hairstyle, so that's why I'm doing the curls to make it look like it's a brand new hairstyle. And that's why you gotta do it so tight and make sure it's nice so it looks like a brand new hairstyle once you're done with it. All right, we are on the finishing the third braid. Hair ties supply in a little section so I can get them. So we have 3. That one's good, accessible to dip, able to dip. You want it like that so you can dip it on your head, right? So we're gonna go to this side. And this side, oh no, I put that one over there, shouldn't I? Went over there. See if I can pull this braid out. Oh, no, I can't pull it out. It's not gonna come out. Sorry, the awkward moment. It's like a braid, as you can see it right here, right? It's looped under, and it's supposed to be, I wanted it to be on this side, but it's on this side. So I was trying to pull it out, and it won't come out. So, yeah, it's just pulling the braid forward. It's not gonna come out by itself, because it's like all the way at the end. It's okay. We'll work around it. So, I didn't braid it officially in there. So we're going to tuck that part somewhere so it's not in the way. All right. So now we still have all this hair over here. Take out these little braids I braided last night. And I guess we're going to do the front, since that is what you guys can see. Alright, so I'm going to start from the front. It's never going to be even parts when you already have braids. So that one is going to go back there. That's going to go back there too. Alright, so that's kind of a line. Alright, so we'll make this 1 and 2. Got a hair tie just to tie it back. Get it out of the way. So since we have 2 sections of hair this time, I'm just going to put this in its own ponytail, or I can twist it out of the way. This one is just twisted out of the way so I can braid this section. Oh no, don't do that. Alright, so you're going to grab some hair. It doesn't have to be an even amount, but I'm going to put that one over there. And just go to braiding. And I'll say once you get to the 3rd braid to last braid, I would say start boiling your water. Okay, we're going to boil our water, of course, because it takes a minute to boil. I like my braids definition. Fourth braid down. It's going to be a weird hairstyle once it's done and complete, but it's not going to be a hairstyle. Of course, the progress process is going to be different. You know, some when you get them little bad braids, you just got to twist them on up. I just hate when you have braids for so long. Someone's all like, "Are you going to dread them out?" No, I'm not about to dread my hair. I hate when braids go to growing though. Alright, so we're going to braid from here and start braiding. I can't wait to see how it looks. I love doing my hair like this, honestly, you guys. It's a wonderful hairstyle, I think. So now we're going to the back, and I wish this braid would really come out for me. Ooh, it's oh, I got it. Ooh, I got it out. All right. So it's gonna go on the right side. Okay. It's about time. All right. Make sure you don't have any loose pieces on this side. Make sure all the hair that is not braided is on one side, so you know what you have left and don't have left. Okay. So we're going to go right here. Okay. I really don't like having a middle piece because can't really get to it. Like your whole head is gonna have to be. I guess I'll just pull it forward. So this is gonna be my middle part, okay? And braid it like this. I'm braiding it forward so I'll be able to dip. I'm braiding it forward so I'll be able to dip it in the water. I don't want to have it in the back because you know you can't really control what's in the back of your head. So I just kind of put it to the front so that I have more control of it and can see it and work with it when I go to dip it in the hot water. I have, we can make this 2 braids. I have 2 braids left. So after this braid, I will dip my water, or make my water, I'm sorry. So this is gonna be 1, and that's gonna be 2. Okay, so we have 2 more braids left. I'm on the last to the 3rd braid. So I didn't need as many hair ties as I thought I needed. Okay, so that's good. This depends on how small and big you do your hair ties. I mean your braids for how many hair ties you're gonna need. Excuse me. We're at the end, so we're gonna put our hair tie. These could honestly be one, but I'm going to separate them. But first, let's go put our water on, okay? So, going through a lot of complications coming out the room. Nothing, I hit the wall. Okay. You put like this amount of water in a pan and you let it go to a boil. So I'm put it on 8 and let that boil while I finish the last braids. Okay. And we have one more braid left. This one is going to be braided like this. As you can see, still braiding it. All right, so all braids are braided. And now we're just waiting for our water to get hot so we can dip it. It's kind of cute sometimes. This hairstyle reminds me of box braids, like the big box braids. You know, you have just single parts and it's just braids everywhere. And it's just braids. So this is going to be your finishing product. This is how everything is going to look after you braid your hair out. And then once you dip it in the water, we are going to have the results of that shortly. So this is how it's going to look. Nothing too fancy, nothing too big, just casual. And I think I kind of messed that up at the top. So That's okay. Just a braid. It's gonna be dipped. Okay, so my water is done boiling, so I'm going to use some Jaguar cups to put the hot water into. Okay, it doesn't matter what size it is. It's just as long as it's big enough so your braid can go inside of it and get some hot water on it. And this is high and long enough. Maybe it should be a little long enough, but once it goes inside of the water, it'll crinkle up and the water will hold it, so it'll be okay. Okay, so I got my hot boiling water. As you see, it's steaming and boiling. So I'm gonna pour some inside of it, just a little bit, because I want enough for both cups. So it's enough heat. Oh, I might need some more water. So if you don't have enough water, I just boil some more because I have a lot of braids and I'm dipping my hair in all of them. So I'm just gonna fill some more water up real quick. I hate when it's water like right underneath the pan. Should be water underneath there. Okay. So we're gonna let that boil again. And you're gonna also need a towel and have my hot water. So now I'm gonna dip my first braid. Should I dip my first one? I think I'm gonna dip my first braid first. So I'm gonna do like this. I'm just gonna dip it in the hot water and hold it in there for a few seconds. Okay. You want it to be as high as it possibly can so that it ooh, don't burn my head. So that it twists the hair for you. So I'm gonna hold this in for 1 minute each. Sometimes I like to come up, oh, I'm sorry, and dip it. Let me get my towel. So just keep it in there for a few seconds. Okay, so once you take it out, you're gonna grab it with the towel and dry it, or pat dry it for the moment, because it's not gonna completely dry. It's gonna sit and hold because it's water. And make sure when you put hair ties on it, you don't put rubber bands, because rubber bands will burn and pop. I mean, well, they'll get hot in the water. The water is so hot that it'll pop the rubber. So you don't want to use rubber bands because they'll pop. That's why I use the little hair ties. So after it has been dipped, it's going to look like this. It's going to look straight, okay? Because it's going to take on a new form. I usually dip them a good twice, but we're just going to go to the next ones and then we're going to dip them all together. I mean twice, so again. So this is my second braid, dipping it in the water. Sorry if you guys couldn't see it. It's gonna go all the way down, have it all the way to the end, and then sometimes I would pour a little more hot water on it just to give it, just to tangle, to tighten up the ones up here. And then we're gonna do my minute. Now I'm gonna get my towel again and start up and work my way down. And I just pat it dry. I would say switch the towel throughout the process because it can get really hot. And if you pat in the same place for too long with the heat, it'll burn your hand. So just switch the towel out once it starts getting too hot, because it will get too hot right there in the area where it's been a lot of water. So see, I gotta go over here. Okay, we have 2 dipped. I'm just going back and wringing them out with water right now. Okay, So that's 2 dipped. So now I'm gonna go to the left, okay? I'm gonna dip this one in there. I'm gonna get me some more hot, fresh water because you start using it and it goes into your hair. So then it's not gonna be a lot inside of the cup. So I'm gonna get this one, lift it out of the water just a little bit. Start from the top, work my way down. Okay, almost got hot on you. And I would definitely say wring out the other ones as you go along because they're still wet and they will still drip water. Okay, so we have 3 down, as you see. 3 have been dipped and they're straight. So I have a good 4 that have not been stripped and that are not straight anymore. Since these ones are so light, I could dip them both in there at the same time. So we're gonna try to dip 2 at the same time, but I hate doing 2 at the same time because when you go to drying it, you know, you gotta be able to dry one, or you gotta be able to dry them properly from the top to the bottom. This one is pulling some hair. That's why. Okay, there I go. Might take my hair out. All right. Top. Kitchen.
When you do that, let it sit. Don't take it right out. Put a towel around your shoulder and let it sit for a while.
I never
Okay?
do.
Okay.
I usually keep it in for like the night, but I'm just gonna maybe 2 hours or something. So it sits. All right, we got 3 left. I got some hot water over here boiling. Pour some in my cup. This should be the last. Girl, I burnt my finger. Ooh, Lord. Ooh, Lord. That's some hot water. You can really burn your finger with water, Lord have mercy. I almost burnt my finger. Oh, water ain't good. I really want to burn my finger. Yeah, I did that. Wowzers. So that one's already been dipped. So I'm gonna use the other cup for when I dip them twice, and I have 3 left. So let's do these 3. Alright, some hot ass water. I know that damn much that shit hurt. Slowly take it out and dry it. everything has been dipped on the first round. As we can see, everything is hanging loosely. That is how you know that you dipped every braid. So now I'm just gonna put them all together and I'm going to wring them out again. And then I'm going to dip them all in hot water again. This process is to make the braids tight. You want it to be tight curls, not loose curls. So we're gonna add some more hot water. This is my second cup of hot water. We're gonna pour out the first one because it's dirty. It gets dirty from your hair. So bring that out. Now I'm gonna use the dirty water again. So I'm going to find out what side is dry of my towel, which the whole thing should be soaked right now. But so we're going to dip this whole side probably in there because, oh, I don't think that was wise. You see how full that water got? Yeah, that's not wise. Ooh wee. But I'll just say dip them again. Oh shoot, I'm spilling water. And now I'm just gonna catch it. I would still say dip it one at a time when re-dipping on the second time because you saw what just happened to me. I usually don't do it with threes, but I didn't feel like doing individuals again. But stay with the individuals. Dry it from top to bottom. I'm gonna do all other ones singles. Dip that one. Now, when I do them the second time, I don't do it a whole nother 1 second, maybe 10 seconds, 20, and then just dip it up and down. Give it that effect of being hot again. And then I will let this sit for a few hours. You don't take it out immediately. But then that's going to be with putting it higher. Okay, now I can probably put 2 in there because the water is a little lower. All right, this is the last dip. So your water's done. Pour your water out. And now you have hot dipped hair. So it all again. Several times I'm gonna ring it. I'm about to put mine up, so it won't be dripping. All right, so what's in that? So the hair has been dipped now, as you can see. So now we're going to be taking it out. Everything has been dipped. It is going to be dripping a little bit, so that is okay. So now we're just going to start taking them out individually. First, I'll take the hair ties off of them so that they can unravel. They're not going to unravel if they have been dipped. All right, all hair ties are off. I'm going to start in the back first because those are the sensitive hairs. And it just start looking like that. That's how you know if it's the curl that you actually like or want. Nice and tight. I like it so far.
I'm finna ride to the store, baby.
Okay. You want me to come with you?
You can if you want to.
Dang.
Just let me know.
So this is the finishing results. After you are done, you have curls for days. As you can see, I have a really nice curl effect and pattern because I braided it so tight. So that's why you have to make sure your braids are really tight. In the last step, we are going to put coconut oil and a grease through the hair. Since I have so much, I'm most likely going to do some parts and just run my fingers through it, honestly, because it's a lot of hair. So you're just going to get you a little bit of coconut oil or a lot, depending on how much you like. I like to put some on my edges. My hair has been in for a minute, so do not come for me about my hair, okay? So first I put some on the edges. Rub it in. Helps your hair grow, scalp. This is just for the front and the back techniques. And then I'm going to run it all through the hair. Alright. So now I'm just going to go down the middle. Put some grease. I use Blue Magic, green or the blue kind. It doesn't matter which kind you use. But let's grease your scalp on down. And sometimes I will get a section. And you'll get a section. Right? Just get you a section. And make sure it's a section where your fingers can flow through it. And just put some grease on your fingers and just run it through it like that. So put a few grease on it. Run it through your fingers. Run it through the hair and the parts. Just to make sure you get every part with grease. As you can see, I need to take my hair out. It's been in for a good minute. But I'm going to try to make it last. This is the most efficient way on how to make your hair last. And then I'm going to rub coconut oil on the hair itself because my hair is still underneath it. All right, and this is the finishing products. Hope you guys liked my video. Thank you for viewing, and like and subscribe and share, please and thank you. If you like what I have posted so far, please subscribe and give me some options or feedback on the things I have posted so far, and let me know how you guys like my video. Have a good day.